pa
chairman aduane na no ahye fa ho na also didi ho kwame
ken
yemra na yeni nkomo kakra na nsem ho
nsem de bebre matches bebre na ho na me try say me compress your man na metimi ura matches ni ma dia be AFCON straight away my room and a big game because so England Manchester United Manchester City ken ye share season ase no se o compare Manchester City ni previous season now they head this season generally unse Manchester City modern bono any as compared to previous season na Manchester City dominating England na Manchester City performance was through be brave but enfa said this season the general performance of Manchester United and Manchester City and to say enkaneno still na no me better than Manchester United menya sure say league na ye boni this season no obi bedi hu atiri ye say Manchester United modern ball was so say Manchester City dey bi Michael Carrick the first game against Manchester City obi expect a lot from him there na odeba there no bet my best say Manchester United bobu konim but be difficult task e dey ma papa friend say Michael Carrick because say over ball first game e dey tia Manchester City why we need to say be a tough game opponent no ma make sure say o may use so mo transition any opponent na e dey abo enti ko check Manchester United against big clubs na e ya asa no mo ye no playing Manchester City ene ade be hia pa no say Manchester United on bet me defend ye that's the most important thing what's Manchester United and it also na Manchester United weakness how we defend it and omo ba be share Manchester City na dia Manchester United bet me dey good results say Manchester United bet me apply defensive principles ne very well so we check Manchester United bobo ko akin so we ka Premier League 20 clubs omo si akan o Premier League ni ma teams o ma consider goals kese pa na Manchester United toso 7 wa consider 32 goals and to omo ye bobo ko omo consider because omo ntimi apply defensive principles ne well and tiene some person munya sa win na playing against Manchester City United be what ability so bet me delay opponent Man City attack na eye baako Manchester United e bet menya balance e wa akire ho eye mienu Manchester United omo defensive line omo last defensive line no omo bet menya protection omo bet menya cover na enya dia Manchester United be hia wo game nim because Manchester United for omo last defensive line no eye likely say e be Luke Shaw on the left Dalot on the right Harry Maguire and a branch friend Lisandro Martinez so 4 players we ebe here other players for Manchester United say omo bet me aba support you no mo make sure so met me defend as units so omo je adwuma ni nyina de koma Lisandro Martinez Harry Maguire Dalot ni Luke Shaw Manchester United will suffer and suffer big time and the time bia Manchester United boboko no ade ehia pa na say Manchester United for no bet me defend yi enya dia ehia so we Manchester United team omo problem enya attack say so check Manchester City team na ken and for once Manchester City this season no enyi hu sa no Manchester City ahoden pa no say so omo so ekura ball na omo attack and the first thing abehu Pep Guardiola na Manchester City so be na say omo kura ball na omo attack a open numbers e won finfin ho and Rodrigo Cascante e be shem finfin ho bi Abrante e friend say Phil Foden be shem finfin ho bi check be shem finfin ho bi now am Abrante friend say Oriali na obo as a left back no e push e invert e be come forwards na ho no met me numbers won finfin ho the moment o menya numbers won finfin o mo nsa be ka bo ni bebrebe no na for the Manchester City for asase say o ma utilize o mo weight no say enne kwan Manchester City for so esi akan and they say so check Man City e weight na after semenyo be ka ho no Manchester City the last time na me catch say o menya a weight creator no say Bernardo Silva na be bo say Abrante friend say doku na bebo a omumum e won tenten ho no ombetima create dia Manchester City na Abrante friend say Antoine Semenyo no onso so e with a finisher onso be she goals ne dia momo ansa no ma say nya boss dominator in the shape of Haaland into the entire Premier League.
I don't know City for here sir
ade dia no maye
se pepe so ana obecha sir so no go na adwe se ojaduma
oye so ko
na de oye de
na so person oche
it is a young father says Semenyo right na Doku or left check mu ne be free chaba
obetima converting na bebo number 10
na omu bench no kra nya sem keto
se fane se obo Doku on the left na obo Antoine Semenyo on the right Number 10 rule hono ebe either 3 players. Bernardo Silva bit mabo. Phil Foden bit mabo. Ana Cherki su bit mabo.
Yes, e basa mienu betranche.
Mienu betranche. Enti says wahwa obetime decide say obetime ma doku afri bench aba. No ama Antoine Semenyo ashase from the left. No the Bernardo Silva akọ right to. No abo Phil Foden.
Na me tie Pep kakra about balance. No here balance we anymore say na osi peno no. Na omuni Newcastle boy na me hu say coach is romusu ade.
Yeah.
Unim say Oma doku ball left na Semenyo ball right na game ne ba na bi Oma Semenyo ball left.
Eba. No kwen pa. Ayame the so say this ade no.
Bia no unya de ope bia unya.
On say uti Pep Guardiola balance asema ade akem no. Football defensive department ehia balance. Midfield department ehia balance. Forward line ehia balance. Ye share season ase no. Na Manchester City bobo. But no ni balance we nim ho. Balance no ni we nim won ye say our boss dominator Haaland be yes ade ndi ama no. Wings no our creators by omuntimi nhye goals. Entina oni balance we nim ho. By Semenyo be shame no. When you Haaland as a boss dominator because Haaland no baby na hoden won pan ye say penalty box mo be shaw. Enti when you boss dominator say intenten ho no say odidoku ba doku jibo onimtwe samuye tu mpokro obetwe obekriti
na sa boy no call numbers ha Premier League ne sanko na the best player na
the last time Krasa na kwaku analyze
because our numbers ha or the best player of Premier League no
form na wafa no
because you say na hoden no kura na nya agro
ana we
Jeremy Doku
ni decision improve
Panka Ghana against England Doku left Semenyo right 2-0 thank you. Oh
so can balance away the money na say no on so ma say nya Semenyo a on so betima ma goals no ento menya balance enti so ko Premier League ni ma team a wa she goals kese no City team a wenya big chances kese City enti so Manchester United ade Manchester United betim de nya good results say on betim defend ye Manchester United problem enya attack o ken ye kan Manchester United team na wo ho no only bare 2-3 games per annum ntimi she go ye cat teams o ma she goals Premier League we Manchester City free we Arsenal free Manchester United enkofa adwen so because Manchester United team no win matches bebre dominate games bebre but in terms of goal scoring ability Manchester United wo ho so playing against Manchester City the only way out for Manchester United ye say obetime defend Manchester City echi ho no am tire expose teams etai to am high line no teams etimi to na editia City and it's Manchester United ebetime defend ye dia Manchester United ebetime nya good results but when to defend ye dia na etifa so dia Manchester City for better to because City enim ho no more players or more ability to score now we come Michael Carrick the first interview wo he ni training na no ye na wo se omo bo papa on one kasa anum Michael Carrick say obema Manchester United abo exciting style of football o se Manchester United supporters ebehwe bo a efe
Rondo ya omo boy die pass no mo be pass
Ken Rondo ni di obetima ye ba wo akohie obi onim ye sen wo bo ayefe no unim bon sen City for enti me de me Michael Carrick and Manchester United boboku na de me ko ne ye say me ko hwese metimi enya results no dan say me ko pe bo ayefe because boy ayefe no nim bon say Manchester City for no a game back over 1.5 over 2.5 ABPM game nim Chelsea and Brentford I was say Chelsea use game we as a turning point e wo mu season nim Chelsea she season as a kama by Ken onima de bi the last 15 points are Chelsea in the Premier League. Gomenya 3 pe. The last 15 points in Premier League. Chelsea enya 3. We draw against Newcastle. We lose against Aston Villa. We draw against Bournemouth. We draw against City and we lose against Fulham. So we say biemu pokra. The last 10 games are Chelsea are in the Premier League. We win Burnley ni Everton pe. The last 10 games in the Premier League, Chelsea win just 2 games. And so what check Chelsea ye share season as na nkofo kra target Chelsea say omo na yetimom betimi aha Arsenal dwen but say tia no won tiba form and Chelsea last 2 games was Stamford Bridge in the Premier League we lose against Aston Villa and we draw against Bournemouth and Chelsea ankasa recently no more performance no drop so playing against Brentford Chelsea need any excuse than to win because some men winning no more draw na so mo lose a ebesa ma Chelsea atia bechiri playing against Brentford ye share season ase from match day 1 ekosi match day 15 na Brentford lose 8 games na nneɛma nkɔ yi by killing himself from match day 16 ebesi match day 21 Brentford ain't lose game eka ho bi na push you omodi omaba beto 5th on the league log and it's offer Premier League table now say Brentford for match day 16 ebesi match day 21 no ometimi abobo na omu lose game ni bi edoma be that 5th on the league log e chese recently Brentford for na Chelsea ba be shi omo no omo modembo no ometimi improve and so we Chelsea na akwa kwusia Brentford a e wasa wo hwe Brentford o form enya Brentford only form say Brentford team no omo position pokro omo da no omo de bi yese Chelsea enti we Chelsea a untimi underrate Brentford boboku no na ade asese omo season ama yese Brentford for no etimi perform very well no yese ukohia Brentford a ade omo di kan ye no yese omo make sure say o midfield no omo be stop midfield omo ma midfielders ni enya supplies ne nko enti omo block midfield so Brentford dey kwakohia Chelsea ade omo di kan ye no yese omo ma Caicedo Enzo Fernandez ni Cole Palmer entimi nya ball ne emfa attack from the central channel omo be force Chelsea say omo nko win so no omo nya cross and this style like say Brentford for use a omo di nya points omo pe the moment omo be force so ko wide no o cross here omo players omo players are in terms of high balls omo timi pick the moment omo be pick ball ne pe na afi de wa wonim say direct play ne ko omo je ball pe Calvin ana Dango Watara ebetru mi kanom de ball na komo omo Dango Watara afi de ono so na be feed Igo Tudor Igo Thiago omo striker no this season wa 16 goals e Premier League dim enti ade a Chelsea hia ne say e was Chelsea impose your game no on Brentford e was Chelsea dominating enya midfield solidity no na Chelsea etimenya omo 3 points no sanye saade aken Brentford team na ma witness recently no omo form no wasoro payi Chelsea tutu omo nyoma e impose omo game no on Brentford enya sa midfield solidity na Chelsea benya omo 3 points Liverpool Burnley no disrespect to Burnley enye game amebe ha me ho aya analysis straight win for Liverpool team no nyoma nkoye mfama Liverpool by Ed say Burnley Chelsea a team friends Liverpool bet na fie na Burnley akwa hye Liverpool team no so straight win Ed my team friend say Liverpool Nottingham Forest ne Arsenal nim say match we or drop points are embwa because the last game against Liverpool or drop points onim say osakwa we a na Nottingham Forest for J points ni be free in sema other teams close gap no a bit say Manchester City enti kwen bia so team a friend say Arsenal be going for the 3 maximum points ade am ni je Arsenal team no ye say ye bo match a situation bi omutimi adapt so mu kosia opponent ni dominate you ma ombetima adapt no metimi nya results omo pe ombetima kwa kosia team bi team ni be na adwen so obesity Arsenal be dominate enti na ma me gidie say Arsenal enfa ho say omo last game omo drop points against a Liverpool team no ombetima kwa way against Nottingham Forest na Arsenal team akwa kunya points omo pe eno so me kwa win or draw edema Arsenal team no Real Madrid ebo Levante ken Miami team Real Madrid nansenwa kolusu against Barcelona e was Spanish Super Cup oba ya Copa del Rey only second division team wakwa free oba be share Levante or the 19th on the league log the entire season Levante etime win 3 games we enye tactics enye Arbeloa sem se oye Vinicius Junior oye Jude Bellingham oye Tchouaméni oye Rodrigo sa players we nyina na okwa koshia Levante na wo hwe de esi wo Copa del Rey mu na wo ka kire me se obetena fie untimi nhye Levante ken me nim de tactics e wo sa Arbeloa ebo enti se Real Madrid for sa atena fie na omobo draw anasa Levante be shock you ma agi players na nkasa because enimguase na ya adoso nanse wo ye Real Madrid supporter untimi nsre untimi ndu wani de bia nkofo twetwe because nyoma enkoyi enti se obo Levante na wo say agesa Arbeloa bo wiase tactics ansa no wa Levante be mwawa straight win for Real Madrid de bo Levante team we enye ye nya analysis enye tactics asembia se o ma lusu sa game we dia ye to je o man straight win for Real Madrid Real Sociedad na fie against Barcelona from there 2014 ever 2016 Barcelona ko Sociedad fie bia na Barcelona struggle the best draw na period that Sociedad dominate Barcelona but nanse nyoma sesa until last season Barcelona ekolusu wo ho but nanse die Barcelona ko Sociedad fie bia otimi konya results ope any advantage ba kwa wo ho de ma Barcelona die toswo this season Sociedad more than ni soro as compared to previous season born na Sociedad e born ahoden nim ade ani anim Sociedad ni esese ukɔ ne fie anoita hɔ na eya na den so ba akɔhye Sociedad banansen Sociedad ankasa fie ɔhɔ ayemre enti La Liga teams ni nyina 20 clubs omo compete e wo Spain ni nyina no teams omo ntimi winning matches e wo fie pa no e Levante Real Oviedo Sevilla ana team e friend say e Sociedad ana Sociedad e ba be face the best away team e wo Spain. Currently, so La Liga now the best away team. A team friend say Barcelona. And Sociedad also team dominating opponent e ofie. But dia ba ko a ebo Sociedad ni say. Can you share season as so may use 3 different coaches. By the current coach in the last 5 games, Sociedad lose too much. And Chelsea gradually Sociedad for the air pick omo points, air pick omo form no. Na adia ebo Sociedad so far no my sadia mo money say. Omo bono, omo emphasize on pragmatism. Omo mfa ho ne philosophy omo mfa ho ne style of play omo ko game ma omo dia ne yese omo ko hwe opponent ne strength no ma capitalize on weakness enti omo dia omo metima defend ya no many omo results omo pe and na pragmatism in football and na say ebo Sociedad nim say yen kura ball no yen ball no yen possess yen dominate attack no Barcelona for be sadie no so the only way out as Sociedad be yen say and yen twe players ni nyina mba akiri na Barcelona for weakness kese ba akopa e yo mo highlight yetimi time here runs na near the ball na kwa anim ho eho ana Oyarzabal ebetime use ni individual brilliance eho ana Carlos Sele ebetime use ni individual brilliance eho ana Takafusa Kubo ewo ho the same thing as Lucas Susic enti adia Sociedad for be yen say on be use pragmatism ewo game we mu say yenko defend it na yen hit Barcelona for on the counter break but dia ba kwa about Barcelona team this season here say se game mu kra ye den a Barcelona wo coach bi a ot bench any technical team o mo te bench a straight away o metime read the game e dia ma no ma sesa nyoma e dia ma team friends Barcelona e advantage kese weapon kese ba kwa Barcelona wo this season and two part check this season ye wo matches bi wo ho a e mutimi e den de ma Barcelona men ka se matches ni nyina by majority e mutimi e den de ma Barcelona coach e read ya no asesa nyoma Barcelona bitime nyoma 3 maximum points say Barcelona gradually collective play net miasa improve Barcelona bobo na rules e clearly defined Rafinha nim say ye krabo no be move inside Abrante friend say Baldi nim say obe overlap Abrante friend say Frankie Dion nim say on e beji ball from deep from the defenders no asha say or dominate play Pedri nim say ono and e be break lines Lamine Yamal nim say obe stay wide and expand the opponent enti ken Barcelona team e wo say no o ma build the confidence coach ni read the game players ni rules e clearly defined e be den say Barcelona e ba ko lose game we against Sociedad Barcelona were simple crabit makwa draw. Big advantage for Barcelona. AFCON no Senegal ni Morocco. Oma ya ade so medru this stage. Senegal wabo AFCON ni 18 times. Wako final 4. E wini ba ko pe. Morocco wabo AFCON ni ba ko 20. Wako final ni 3. We wini ba ko pe. That was in 1976. 50 years in here. Enti eye 2 countries will be a penny second AFCON title. If it is here about African Cup of Nations, eye only 7 countries. And I did 2 or more trophies ever AFCON. Ghana ye ka ho. Morocco ne Senegal. Morocco and Senegal be age 1. And to wa obeji we no, udi ko 2. Se me hwe Senegal ne Morocco ewo tournament we maken. Omomode mbo no very close. Unse den hu difference kese. Senegal 6 games we win 5 for draw 1. And no dey do final. Morocco 6 games we win 4 and draw 2 and no dey do final. Na the country make us omo game no any on bibia ye penny say. Se ofa Senegal team na oma hoden ne eyede oma hoden ne yese wingers beje ball fullbacks be join it midfielders and dominate the same thing applies to Morocco and to Morocco game no is Azuli and the ball operate on the left side Brahim Diaz on the right side se ometima function pa eye timer Hakimi Ashraf and Mazraoui right back left back join the attack omo join the attack e ho and Brahim Diaz mu etibi bobo ni bi the same thing applies to Senegal Indiayi ana Sadio Mane wo wing so Crepin Diata esusu e wo fullback area ho ana Malik Diouf esusu e wo fullback no ma join ansana Sadio Mane mehu game no so
Malik Diouf ne sas Nigeria left back and Bruno why not heavy why not ball Bruno tournament
Bruno ball no ball anwadi o
ba sa kwa no sa Lamine no Edin so the ball be fa no
on so de no
na no nya sala pa
on so de no on so Edin so betwe no ana Bruno no so na Edin so be han on na Ibrahim Diaz for game nim you want 2 left backs as so far
left back no Diouf oyade.
Oyade pa. Me no oyade. And two countries in Yakin. Omo wingers na ye key no be game ni so ye omo fullbacks.
Okay.
And the only thing game we be winning game no. E be gina wingers and fullbacks. Se Senegal person stop Morocco. I just say Sadio Mane ana India yi. Ma Hakimi Ashraf ana Mazouai mba omeni bebre. Sa so na Morocco be hunu game ni so a. I just say Brahim Diaz ana Abdi so ma Crepin Diata ana Mali Diop mu enhunu game ni so. Enti wingers ana fullbacks ne best sa game ni nyina. Meme de personally from Yebesha Afcon ase no Morocco na ma support ya me pese Morocco ji 50 years de kin.
Okay.
Oma hosti facilities oma bre.
Yes, you do 40. Nti
say
you to grow man you do 40.
Enti me support.
You 40 no cross you anse qualify.
Me support Morocco.
Sanity.
Senegal na anse na omujibi.
Yebehwe.
Omujibi che.
Yemfa enuncio two great goalkeepers. Bono Nemendi. Yebehwe. Adolson.
Ken. Me that say the tiana say maminchia awoshi ewo dunkwa ono fen ane City James Center guys ni nyina nyakopon hiramu ye pa na mamin didi the stories ni bi hu komo na menka games na ho asam kakra Ken the ekoso ewo Barcelona no me monitor situation very very well enra me hu dream honestly me say Joe Fernandez say opeso fi Barcelona no eye me wan pa because men susu said Joe would request to leave Barcelona na nkomoni nyina ho ne say Joe no ni manager De La Peña mo amahwe ball ache munim De La Peña one of the finest footballers abebo with Spain Ivan De La Peña. Nitirun kwabo ansumu obasa. But ba Espanyol timu se woni ball ne ball. De La Peña yi ono ne manage Gavi. Ono ene sa manage Eric Garcia. So open someone or connected to Barcelona a draws manager De La Peña. Now, let me give you a context. De La Peña yi na down for Luis Enrique, Paris Saint-Germain for coach. Now, if you don't know, Luis Enrique say someone he describes as a best friend, Ivan De La Peña. Kent, if you get me those pictures, sir. Luis Enrique call a coach for Roma. The assistant was Ivan De La Peña. Because Okwa no did time will be and a De La Peña be agent. When Chelsea had a conversation with Luis Enrique, it was De La Peña who was at the meeting. It is a Joe Hernandez kase opeso free club ni mukwa. It is quite obvious to say, me ti PhD a enya me wawa. Because De La Peña o manage Luis Enrique sa manage akwara no. But you see, komo eya dosu dodo. Enkwara na wo Barcelona no. Omusi soa. Na obia recent times they are looking at Pau Kubasi, Lamine Yamal. Once they are getting playing time, automatically e was some susubinya playing time. Mama bo ni bia na chese mo mpema and the meko. And that has been the trend recently. I'm not going there. But recently, you're on Chelsea for Befa Maggie. And again, the conversation is say Barcelona for non quarano, omusiswa. Omu release clauses 5 million, 6 million, 7 million. That makes sense because they say release clauses niswa. Into clubs, yeah, I know my convinced say I could say Barca for Omo Boni Bibra. Maggie, you call Chelsea. Sa afasa emfa mwanka sa manitua. Now, drawaway last year before preseason, akwada na Barcelona won mu gidie na Tony Fernandez na nya akwarawe. Na Tony Fernandez pray. Nkwana ne bia na Barca ewo mu gidie no pawu pre mu nyina no omu fi club no mu koyu. We no nka ho Hans Flick saw him. He wasn't even at the La Masia. No, under 19 anymore. So it was Hansi Flick that directly took this guy from Barcelona's under 19, not even in the La Masia. And of fairness, I'm back team because we won't say Akorano were talent. And not now back senior team. Now watch this. Hansi jumped you from under 19 to the senior team. And say, oh, senior team ni mo kakra. No, I want La Masia ni mo kakra. Afei, what is the problem? Akorano say, Ken. Or expectation case so nya playing time because who the future. Jesus Christ. Hey, just say nyamnya dom obia boa no. Onyi bai. Afi on the 12th of January no di 18 years.
I say the system for nebo. Obi was 16 na obobi, bi was 17 na obobi. We do 18 na onya hu nanim ya.
Say, timer Gavi, Pedri Daniel Omumu pride no expectation ko benya minutes abo na number 10 one or pebo no Hansi Flick made half in yamu ko gina ho abro no number 10 ti onya bo ni bimbo nti ohun ni future ye into peso free club de moko
babon so
18 years
woni mbopa
enkwada yi de sse de aye hu but see I admit nan say coach no this season Hansi Flick nkwada asam no ojai onye no to say last year bebre senye sa on say Mark Bernal ne nkofo person call loan kakra no konya playing time because onya boni bi more because Hansi Flick per result. But this boy situation I think it's like a season way minutes no one Kenya bad because you're not even he was not the best player the La Masia and American under 19 Ukraino I doubt inti kayan kakra Enkakra. But clubs that what you say they say once they see talent, no makwadano. Ubebo, you more chance, bra. Inti omunya convince akwadano and really close in the 7 million they say F to say the Chelsea for ebefa Magiu at the Koyeno. But the last question I would want to ask is say, this boy, episode free Barcelona, ekope playing timer. Clubs na airport no okwo obenya boni biabo ana because I doubt say wait okwo Chelsea obenya boni biabo say City onya boni bi mo Paris Saint-Germain onya boni bi mo inti I am surprised say I want playing time so I want to move. If you want to move, go to a smaller club that will give you a playing time. Hear that or probably the easiest way out and say push for a loan out. And say it makes a lot of sense. Say, who person kobobo ni bikwa? I think say me crowd and kamenyanka afe na deco nanse no the contract extension ko to him. He should have listened to the project Barcelona have for him. But anyway, Joe, we should all the best. Barca form so I think some woman unko say asabna yaye bebre dodo. No more concentrate on other talents. Ken, they tosubu. Manchester Derby no ho. The metimi aka say United knows very well say City at Old Trafford. A very very comfortable grounds for Manchester City. Teams are equal winning games kese pa Old Trafford recent times a City. Na in common ma share Amorim last days. And I'm about Darren Fletcher kakra. And I meet City the Michael Carrick Eka. Ken. One problem Darren Fletcher kept on reflecting to us and they say, moving Manchester United from their 3 back to 4-2-3-1 no. Team no lack weight. 0 wingers. 0 wing play. Because when Ruben Amorim was moving the team from 4 back to 3 back, they made sure say wingers, natural wingers, ni na omo because team no have a 3 back team, so they needed inside players. And until I'm for Brian Mbeumo, Ekofa Kunya Edibai because these are not natural wingers. Only inside number 10 for. So the recruitment was geared towards 3 back inside things. So what's also a move from 3 back echo 4-2-3-1, you need natural wingers in the team. Natural wingers no omo wahin. The last one Baku Okwen or Ganachi, Omosan Soman Koi. Inti, I was a Kunya. I was a brain in Buemo. And the whole weights in Manchester United. Clearly, these are not natural wingers. These are wingers, Acuna, or born from the left, or yes, that type of place, or born. The first instance, a bunny tribune say, let me take on the defender. Brian Buemu, or born on the left, the first instance is that let me take on the defender. And as I say, Sesko no so born out born confidence na Elbano. When you give him a lot of crosses, I'm say or build the confidence in crosses near there. It's sad transitions, natural winger inside number 10 no a problem. Jot that one down. I'll come back to it. Number 2. What story? No, Manchester United concede goals bebree. Here, over 3 center backs. Now the 2 defensive midfielders edge down Wenima, you don't need to concede chances, let alone goals. Because 3 center backs, 2 defensive midfielders edge anymore, at least sort of protection. We are guaranteed with it all. But the rates of Manchester United concede chances, even with 3 back, they are alarming. But the advantage was that it was accommodating Casemiro, because Casemiro in 3 back no anye biano na otimi bokakra. If you go to 4-2-3-1, which we are about to witness under Michael Carrick, say spaces ebeto bebre. In United, they will be prone to conceding a lot of chances. Suddenly I worried about Manchester United. I consider chances with 3 backer. The 4 back is going to expose them more because they don't have a proper DM. And let me give you a context so that you understand well. If I say proper DM, I don't mean to say Casemiro or a bad DM. I mean to say a prime Casemiro and Kamada problem be anyhow. And then Casemiro no. Only sa one day na obe cover sa spaces na right back be jawako, left back be jawako no. Inti nka wo experience defensive midfielder like Casemiro na bia wo proper defensive midfielder bi o ye djuma gidi then Casemiro will use his experience to help him. In this case, Manuel Ugarte cannot do it. And today, a possible say Kobe Menu and a Mbappe count. Just imagine, say you are giving your and again Manchester United defenders, they are not too strong. Possibly, Ebe Eden Haven and Alessandro Martinez. Alessandro is very good, but I feel of injury ever. And see, if these two these defenders way, who Jayomo now I can say Kobe Menu and Casemiro then protect you one. Who a problem? That is why I make us say, and then the approach is very important. Sir, Darren Fletcher, you know what to say? Oh, let's go and attack Manchester City. Let's open up. You know, I'm sorry. They will concede chances because I feel City for create chances. Me pray. Sa trade draw na a twatwa so na City for ball draw twa so miensa. Ama leg na AIS style bi no. These are games that Manchester City created chances, but they were wasteful. It's a chances creation in the Premiership no open or to Manchester City. It is a team of creating chances, baby. Who open up which the manual chances never ba. I know think wako fast Semenyo di nabano. Say Semenyo so mebwa Haaland in terms of goals. I've told you say the entire 2018 Manchester City for the 98 points AJ Lega Liverpool 97 win team yanjeno. One of those reasons we do not talk about let's say here City front 3 Sergio Aguero, Leroy Sané, Raheem Sterling. Yeah, season Aguero Emma Manchester City 21 Premier League goals Raheem Sterling gave Manchester City 17. Now Leroy Sané Emma City 10.
Mares Krana na Okamubino, on also man 7. Aguero was scoring, Raheem Sterling was scoring. So City needs Semenyo to also add some numbers, which I'm sure so far so good, which I'm sure say about what was. So I would want, if again, that's the only way Manchester United for me to bomb, and I want them to go back to the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United. Very compact. Let Manchester City have the ball. Because City problem is without the ball, we are very, very bad. So let them have the ball. Manchester United can take on Manchester City in terms of counter-attacks because Amadaba, Kunyamo, Brian Buemo, their strengths in the transitions. You see, the strength of Manchester United today should be on transitions, not controlling the game. But Manchester City advantage. Ken, Chelsea ni Brentford no Obika Chelsea a small game and fe niagro. And yes, small game. Brentford from the last 8 games, wouldn't say Chelsea ashamo one pay. Team it's Timmy Chelsea pa Brentford for no asango for no. It's Liam Rosinia. The press conference the Ken may say 1 minute to cry that because I enjoy listening to him. Onim kasa papa. Inti akasa ode kasa no ode adwuma be kasa no na ayede. Na de atwam ko premiership no ene na ehase. E de ama no. And he's starting with a tricky game. Brentford. The last 6 games, lose game. And Omoba Stamford Bridge. How do Brentford play football? For possession, they will allow you to play. Their strengths are a long balls. Say all defend it. No aji ball. No ball one long ball. Kevin Sada and Igo Thiago. 2 players way partnership no solid. Inti Obama waba na abwesiwechi. Oma oba no abwesiwechi. Afei so one strength are set pieces. Ekwanya kai odebe fa so afa ball. Na wa to ball no. Uti say eba it said you be e de 9 abo ball no. Going back to the Stoke City days. Rory Delap. Inti kofo no ball no. If you learn how to manage, any only problem because and a sort can say, oh, Masha Brentford for no, I will manage almost set pieces and Kofonu call 2 draw. I know my go. The last time Chelsea played game against Arsenal, Liam Rosinia catcher and said, well, when who Arsenal set pieces, he will stop it. He bought first corner kick na ashe Chelsea. I would want to see say in Kwafonu throwing set pieces. This are second balls. Ya two ball. Ya two ya obedience flaky ya the next person who ababe she corner kick. Ya boy ya no obedience up him. The second ball no be ababe bob sadiani dia sheno. How do Chelsea stop that? Because one of the painful things about Brentford for say, what about possession in na you be we no na onu abodro anasa washow. See, this is what I'm expecting. Chelsea for no a better day. Advantage Chelsea. And the lineup, I want to see Palmer play. I want to see Extravao play. Pedro Neto. Now, me shadi again a build up no. Very important. Since me Chelsea double chance Chelsea. A tricky game. Ken Brentford for no hardwing. They are tossing you.
Okay.
Real Madrid no Ken. Say obi be doubt for Florentino Perez. No metiase kakra management ni bia aso omunwi no nya misi hei wonim say ye pam Alonso a omo ball Arbeloa di no. I thought it was interim. I thought in the next 7 days Real Madrid were going to appoint a different coach because meti Arbeloa no ye pam no Arbeloa di beto mu no I was like okay. The next week, coach from Eba. Inti man tia Madrid for so Arbeloa continue, but make sure so we win the trophy. And I was like, and the risk partner for Florentino Perez it take you because if you be fat to say obia or you known there are a lot of unknown coaches. I am almost space. I am almost Jumamo Ababaye, Obiano. A lot of doubters were around, but of course they did a good job. Maresca did one at Chelsea. Pep Guardiola did one at Manchester City. Zinedine Zidane. There are a lot of examples. Inti Arbeloa no, Florentino Press, I'm on a chance. Either he goes the Pep Guardiola way or he goes the Andre Pelo's way. Say Pelo, we a legend. You have more chance, but you went to Mianya and no one knows who then they will be. You see, I have two options. But Papa ne take a risk. Bia, me I see. I am one. Say Arbeloa and Mbappe because the sacking of Jabi Alonso there. Me sure some penny for the management. No, I worried about that too. They are not worried about the sacking of Jabi Alonso. Rather, they are worried about the appointment of Arbeloa. Say Arbeloa at was summer season. You know, and no more question. It's decision it has been taken, though a risky decision. Name Arbeloa no anka said to the be am say Arbeloa no ono so den no ye de abono ho. Because Samantha de Juma say am far. One here baby obet say e de afa no nya enye baby kitwa. Say e fa so a aboa no. It's then obey as a coach. He needs the place. Nyamya demand the quality is there. Ukwasha place nechi. One place ni free, motivated place no a. Ejuma na aka no kete. Into how do you get the place playing for you? One, already. Team no ewo down. We lose to Barca. We lose to Albacete. Motivation will camp ewo form. The next 5 games are crucial at the Arbeloa. Because Ken, say Arbeloa winning the next 5 games. Sa de ne wa bonten supporters ni ko bu fans no Vinicius Junior Arbeloa ye say de ni nyina to obetwa, then he can have his peace of mind to do whatever he wants. Because all these noise so results ba obi abeka na no atom. Sasadia Arbeloa the next 5 games nyame adom he started with Levante fie obo Levante wi a obebo Monaco fie 2 games Santiago Bernabeu. The next away game is at Villarreal. No asanso akọ Benfica Champions League. No asanso abebo fie against Vallecano. Whatever the situation is, Arbeloa needs to get miss here first 5 games on to so 5 wins be bia to obetwa. Na chance papa ne dia ma no so no akasa anya chance no adwuma e bi obeti afa ne nya baby ketwa. Barca, I'm expecting a win for them. Ken CAF Champions League no. Nyama na Asia ye bobo final a omu gu AFCON enimu ase no. Sa Morocco ene Senegal no. I think say CAF for no so ka ho bi. Eyenum gu ase say ye bebo final. Na social media space, nobody is even talking about the final. Nemom nyama Asia ye bebo final no. Ken and the video that came out to say Senegal for APA a few train station what ni pardon place ekobo final na ejai place na dia ma supporters na ye pim place na place ni ntimi nko no be oh embarrassing things for the AFCON now. Ken, the tournament is being organized by CAF, but Morocco FA no so they cannot take themselves out of the organization because almost the local organizers into a CAF cum Moroccan Football Association. Okay. If that is the situation, dear minimum say inka a crucial final bisa okay. Say Senegal for no every one city, eba another city a ebe final no one. Can don't you think say inka wasay ema omo VIP place the bianca place ni nyina befa inka omu nhia normal passengers mpo mibisa wo sade nka ensia na say a crucial game final ni ebebo Senegal for na ba bedru e bia ya VIP passage bi special one e the boys no inka no get say because yenyama abontin dey see wa abontin ho because time no omu banim po no omu banim inside ho nenye easy obia to egu boys no so and Senegal for no so announce say supporters no ombaba at this time Senegal supporters need be good gates. Now, I don't have a problem with that. Sagana, you do finals. And the Black Stars for no aba sa town ni mu a in Central for supporters ye kwa akosia boys no e train station were normal. Neighbor, what is not normal? And they say it is the responsibility of the security guys to prevent the supporters from getting to the place.
The security is no do saying because
what any problem?
What
any problem? No,
because we train station or crowd one na almost for left and feel left and so on. And the question no share
bebre to go almost.
Send na passages bebre so. Okay.
It's very, very bad. I just since in India, say Senegal for no acquire Senegal, Morocco, Biato to money on. I think they should cease fire. What happened in the air very bad. Lessons learned.
Senegal for Morocco,
now more because born so dear. And we bad honestly, Ken. Me a bias towards Morocco. Honestly.
2% Senegal.
Me pese Morocco ji.
O pese Morocco mo.
Pese ti o Ken Wadaroma. So obi investment. Na investments in a sumba faso under 23 sigged, under 20 sigged, under 17 se bibia yet sigda na aka baako now the backup ken Wadaroma
ezo msaka
me yade but Senegal for no me ta Morocco fuchi
Morocco
o ma yedwuma
the Ghana for be support Morocco okay well bigi ken ada hoso na wana as Morocco dey na kwese humobro bia na.
Yes.
Oh, they are playing good football. Yeah, well. So far, we'll be on where they in Morocco. But football final be a bit messy.
Tournament we the teams are not enjoy football power AFCON. It was Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, and Sana me bought Morocco account.
Okay.
Na enjoy power. But unfortunately, Cote d'Ivoire Nigeria account Morocco or Senegal. No crapa I woman say looking at the kind of investment that Morocco team na yeno. Morocco crew na yeno. A lot of us have gotten that kind of heart for them. Say investment in it to bam faso. Say investment in it to be bam faso. Tournament Morocco GB chepa. They've only won it once.
She say Ghanaian players be in Vietnam.
Among Vietnam.
Me say Ghanaian players be in Vietnam. She say they want to naturalize you on. Because he cannot mod the railway no 5.5 billion. I'm person the next 10-15 years.
Yes.
Almost be football, mutim bobo. Football sanity.
Can proper planning.
Morocco for invest.
Planning year. Morocco could invite young teams no money makotana Morocco. Omo aduane bibia momo.
No money
omo friendly matches. Just to study how we play because someone him say about football Africa. One of the powerhouses Ghana. And the man football no ye di mu ntintim ban nti say ye pe obi asua free ni ho no mo a ye fresh ankrofo we ni ali omo boy betimi asua bibia free omo ho and clearly ade bi omo ye bi pay off. Look at their performance at the World Cup level. Okobo semi-final so World Cup mu look at the teams they met proud to the semi-final stage. Spain money ade nyina ye no ye ko World Cup na ye boy homo
di Spain and Portugal.
Yes. You call World Cup now, your boy homody. But you share my way no more World Cup anymore. No, my Ghana will be answered because you didn't say you. But the mentality of the Moroccan players did that for them. Try. After that, what is the next target? World Cup need to be a intimate. It is the World Cup is about go and do well. Omakwako do well, you know. Realistically, tournament is possible so move to me the African Cup of Nations. And into the Morocco for no was our confidence no. Obia who still have no good team or confidence of us. It's your minor teams in here strong no. Omo who still have nepe no matter to lead host and win. Because someone him say looking at the kind of quality, no matter how home advantage, our supporters be behind them there. This is their time.
Yeah, be in 2018 to me.
Yeah, to me.
But they were strong team.
Yeah, a very strong team. But based on the kind of team we had, na Ghana ni bi adwen is a tournament we there. Ye host there say eje. It's the mindset of everybody in the Moroccan country. And say, I was say AFCON no looking at the kind of quality they have. Technically, tactically, individually, teams in they have the personnel to win it. and the fans are behind them. That's for a fact. And the Senegal also looking at the kind of quality they have, they have a lot of work to do. Maybe not possibly in the finals. I'm about everybody because the old game, a tournament of this nature. No one PM or finals. Now Abia one your captain. One of the most instrumental players. I was Senegal team ni Khalidou Koulibaly. The last game they played in the semi-final stage, 23rd minute no prior no free game anymore. Into the clearly, when you're such a player, I am only hoping to be fit because the kind of quality Morocco attack and actually what tournament we know. El Kabi, Brahim Diaz, quality of match El Zazuli mo, born or mobile tournament we know. You need every quality player, every experienced player to stop them at this level of the tournament. And then no man here ding at the Senegal. They are going to come to the party. They are going to show the kind of quality they have. But me feel said the home advantage and everything echo in favor of the Moroccan national team. This is their time. And they have to win it. Ken, Arsenal Bobo Kono, Ebo Nottingham Forest. Osha Arsenal performance, will league him this season consistently. How much so many average the English Premier League? And looking at their position on the league log, I'm on that first. As we speak, Manchester City Bobo only trail Arsenal by 6 points. How they got close? And in the last 3 matches, Manchester City are Ama Arsenal they are widen Gabano. Arsenal coach Mikel Arteta. And then the man telling him say, some person who Premier League no matter what has happened with Manchester City Bobo Konimno. Looking at the matches remaining, Pep Guardiola and the man telling me back into matches of this nature. And only at the widen gap near the results are epic. English Premier League anymore. Arsenal is going to go all out. On the part of Nottingham Forest, Sean Dyche buying they started very well. It was during that period, Oshia Manchester United. At that time, that coach, our coach Manchester United Amorim, and the United team performance and then that bad. Oshia home on the Manchester United ball draw 2-2. It was within that period, early stages, and ultimately Liverpool will 3-0. One of the shocking results about Premier League in this season. ASR results. A lot of people didn't understand why that should be happening. But Sean Dyche didn't man and your Baku and your Minu. 3 unanswered goals. Ultimately stop this Liverpool team and attacker. One team and for ball onto the net. Clearly. And Monday morning at that time there was through. Within that period, one of the teams are not more sorry because some person was escaping relegation. Leeds United. Or Chene within that same period. But now saying with the last 6 matches are not Nottingham Forest Bobo Kunabono and Yaman Koyi and Famaomo. They've only won 2 in the last 6 Premier League games on Mabo. And Oma Lucy Marco 4 or the last 6 Premier League games no Mabunim into the clearly. Nottingham Forest now coach in the bar and near me Conkaino. Says Ajagu. So the big question the people Nottingham ABC say is it that Sean Dyche in Timinya Jumano? It's the new manager syndrome. And an year Juma man at the start of the makers and the career. I will Nottingham Forest Bobo Kunimuana. It is a Sean Dyche, Ebe Pasa notion, no. Obey Sir Drainer for supporters in the team, in Penifoni team. No one cause work keeping a Juma. The game against Arsenal a test case. But a very difficult one for that matter. You look at the Arsenal attack at this season on Modibo games. Ebia Victor Jokeres. Emma were a lot of goals. But the contribution was Arsenal Bobo Konimono. The hold that play. Any other things or Yama Arsenal Bobo Kono anymore has never been in doubt. Bukayo Saka on the other flank. Leandro Trossard, one of the most improved and informed players for Arsenal. This is the kind of attack I'll face. Defensively, Nottingham Forest has a team here strong. Individually, but collectively, saying a performance is here. Almost central defense, Milinkovic. It's a good centre back. Murillo, one of the most sought after players because of the performance. But Omokabomu performance na yana instead of Koye and Fama Nottingham Forest Bobo Kono. It will face such an attacker. It makes it difficult to be a flourish in such a game. There are players in midfielder. Omobaye making sure some of them are difficult. They are Arsenal. Some will be control because Arsenal take over the midfield of that steamer and after that gamer and you're done. For Arsenal Bobo Kono. Ibrahima Sangare. One tough customer. And Elliot Anderson. One of the most sought after players in the English Premier League. Any air football with Europe. These players has the quality. But you ask yourself, so looking at the Arsenal midfield, Declan Rice move for home this particular season. And for one midfielder, oh yeah, I'm making sure some will be clear also. And quite not them for a fast ball. Arsenal will draw this topic or bono because midfielders in the middle. Epic ball now, Elliot Anderson, he does a lot of the distribution. No a beer ball in media flanks on him. Callum Hudson or Doy. And so the honum. I don't know pick ball and where you see the ahead too. But that position is one of the strongest for Arsenal. C'est Timber new 1 point Declan Rice. And the Arsenal defense, looking at the number of goals Oma consider a Premier League, clearly, actually saw more defensive units very strong. Arsenal defense in the goalkeeping department. A kind of Manchester United of yesteryears. So what travel the Cheney Ferdinand in power? Quite a first one baby TV and that's a problem. That is the kind of Adiomu goalkeeper David Raya. Edema Arsenal. It's me Arsenal quality ne kitano. Any ball on about this season. No win some Manchester City bobo kono. Aye additions. Clearly, Pep Guardiola Chelsea League don't give you up. It's Arsenal himself or slip here at the Assembly Breno. Nottingham Forest and Yaman Conca in Faman and Kobe here game way. Not the Gina ye. But the quality Arsenal has and the ambitions of the players and McQuine and Momun Concord drop points was our game way. It will be difficult. But I see Arsenal picking the 3 maximum points on the day. Possibly, maybe a 2-1 win be for your Arsenal Bobo Kono. Can Chelsea game and then a be Shelly Am Rosino ye? Match no D kind boy, and it was a cup game. In Tina year, prelims be as a cutting reserve and a man for Coco hair. But the real test is Shassiene against Brentford Bobo Kono.
Arsenal Brentford in a test.
Arsenal and Brentford no. Brentford need a test because it is the Premier League. Of course, in the cup game, Arsenal feel they make us a strong squad because no about Chelsea, no doubt about it. But yet there are cup games, any Premier League games, difference kakra won because Premier League is so change any cup domestically in England. And the kind of attention any BBR no. Eko hono no more. Aside that, Chelsea empeshe krampona ontiminji league no. Ontiminji any domestic trophy crampo this season. Chelsea be person obesan so nya Champions League qualification. Time Enzo Maresca free hono no. Uhwe note no the Bible say be da Chelsea asena. Or say o make sure the standards no obeto ye no. O increase no Chelsea bo boko nim. Oba ye na Chelsea more Champions League. He qualified them for the Champions League. Until it's a Rosinia bar. Clearly. Standards na that Chelsea bo boko nim no. Say Premier League na win to me nyimpo at least qualify us to the Champions League level. Chelsea possess our standards no. Ebe science what na abafom. But when you know Chelsea is facing one of the biggest tests. Rosinia. Emubeya den di amano. Ukoshiakit Andrews, a defensive-minded manager. And he has the kind of quality to defend. It's a home. Yes, oba ufi. But I heard no on man maybe and no more born said you woo panel. No one review well through on only team no. Now they are now results. And it makes the game difficult for Chelsea Bobo Kono. Baby a Chelsea Ginano, they need the results. So what Chelsea are the recent performances in the Premier League and yet it is a Enzo Maresca call. Now new manager but it is assumed. Say new manager now but over 10 things around the match Chelsea Bobo Kono. That is not the case entirely. But I had then Rosina to be match Chelsea Bobo Kono she crampono at least the Champions League qualification yet so to be the match Chelsea. And that makes it difficult for him playing against a side like Brentford. As we speak on the Premier League log, Brentford the year they change Chelsea Bobo Kono. If my memory serves me right, they lie on feet. Chelsea Bobo Kono that 8 or so. And clearly, team now Baba Bono. Say a league log limpo na they share the one home dia clearly. They catcher me say Brentford money was so they change Chelsea as we speak. And it wouldn't be an easy task. Players should make sure some of us step up their game. Kopim say coach never finding the fit in the rhythm there. As a sort of body boy coach now. The performance we saw them give against Arsenal is a clear testament. Some are ready. Some will be juma. Only she can promote the new manager bounce and motivate you more. No more pay results and farmer coach now. And that is exactly what I am expecting. Can the Manchester derby? Manchester United team no. So we heard the last 3 matches of both teams are. Obeka so only City and one because the last 3 matches City about Romiansa. It will Premier League them. The last 3 matches of Manchester United in the Premier League are also about Romiansa. But Oma ho den yepe City dey na Manchester United into bebre teams are Manchester United dey on board draw no or draw against Wolves, or draw against Burnley, and or draw against Leeds United. Manchester City draw against Sunderland, one of the most difficult teams to beat this season in the Premier League, or draw against Chelsea, and or draw against Brighton. Into clearly, or about draw me and Sadia, draw be a draw. But looking at the opponent, none of the more danger in Manchester United, you know. It would to 2 year. Manchester City Bobo, there are 3 players or mobile tormentors, the Manchester United. Ellen Booth Haaland, Phil Foden, and Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo this season, games our ball, Premier League, over 10 goals, 3 assists. Aside Haaland or Manchester City, there is no player or Man City or numbers at Semenyo this season. But matches are wedding Kamba Bono 2 no. Cup games. Baako o share assist ye. Baako una unya win another Manchester City. Enti ni pair be hwese obetimi aba be ye league ni mu ana against Manchester United. Haaland will goals against Manchester United than any other Manchester City player. Goal contribution was 8, was assist 3, 11 goal contribution versus Manchester United alone. Me sure so buy you 2 no 4. Say unya hwe krampa the team we nko de uchi omo acha omo. And he's doing just that. This season, Osanso of form 21 matches in the league, over 20 goals and a 4 assists, 24 goal contribution. Phil Foden and American ASM so. Team a Washington wo Premier League nim kese pa Brighton 8. We ni free one ma Manchester United or 7. Team Rantier me and Sawi and a beya Jumanadi ama Manchester United. And this is the time a United were quality attacker. A bit to me a war money I City because it is central defense in yet. But over to me at the Manchester United striker Benjamin Sesko. Me am a tell Debbie. Minini.
Well,
And then no man is difficult. Ebiana United bet me a year and one go be, but I had there 3 points in the circle for Manchester United. A 3-1 win for Manchester City. Sorry, Manchester City rather, not United. 3-1 win for Manchester City and
Jokron is Ajidino.
Debbie, Minibi. Just almost proving me wrong.
The GD Baku cry.
Baku say. Carrick and Pep Guardiola.
The YNT and you never got United Fachi.
Can I Carrick and Pep Guardiola, dear? God will listen.
Sir. Okay. Okay. But that's